So on our way out of Wisconsin, we briefly stopped in Waukesha to meet up with an interesting family. This is a family who not only cut their cable bill, but they put a pool table right in their main living area. Meet Dusty and her family, Makai, Kiriana, Mason, Kennedy, and boyfriend Jason.
So 2 years ago we cut TV out of our house, and I was just cutting the TV out to cut bills back, you know, from going from 5 TVs and 5 DVRs in every room of the house. I decided we should cut back a little bit, and eventually I just said, you know, we don't need TV. We don't need TV at all. So we cut TV out completely, and like I said, it was just to lower the bills. And within about a month of the time that I cut TV out, I saw an ad on Facebook, and there's a pool table sitting out here on the side of the street. It's free, come and get it. So I said to my friend, is a pool table there? And he said, somebody's picking it up right now. And I said, oh, I'm right down the street. And he said, well, come and grab it and it's yours. So I went and picked up Jay's truck, got this free pool table, and I was on my way home from work in Fond du Lac. Brought it home, and you know, what went from us not really having much to do without TV, brought the pool table into the, well, we were going to put it in the dining room, and then we figured that the living room was a little bit bigger, had a little bit more space, and we would put the pool table into the living room. And you know, the minute that we brought it in here, and it literally was the minute that we brought it in here, everybody was at the pool table, everybody was wanting to play.
Well, when my mom started going out with Jay, that's when she started talking about pool, and then she found a pool table on the side of the road that had a free sign by it. So I pretty much started playing on that table, and then about a month later, my mom's boyfriend Jay moved in, and he brought his pool table, and that's when I got serious about pool and started practicing every day and started to like pool more and more. So that's how I started playing pool.
Then one day she came over to my house and said, hey Jay, can I borrow your pickup truck? There's a pool table on the side of the road. And oh yeah, I said, yeah, let's go get it, you know. So she didn't even take me. She just went and got the pool table without me, loaded it into the truck, came over to my house with this pool table standing way up high in the air. And I was like, is this thing even safe in here? And so I checked it out, it was safe. We drove it over there, I put it in their living room, helped them set it up, and figured, you know, and tried it out once I got it set up, and it was concaved and dipped in and rough felt. I like to call it rug. It had some rug on it.
Last week I beat a grown-up, and I was really happy because it was my first time sinking the 8-ball in. And my other games, someone hit the 8-ball in. He scratched on the 8-ball, and that was my first pool league. So on my first pool leagues, I actually won a pool game, so I was really excited. And most of the grown-ups, like last week when I played, one of the grown-ups I knew, so it's kind of hard and it's kind of easy competing with grown-ups.
And slowly but surely, you know, we figured, hey, you know, we can put Makai on a stool and teach him how to play too, at least hold the cue, so, you know, when he wants to play or feels bored and wants to try to play. And, you know, and she had the idea to even try Kiriana. I didn't even think to try Kiriana.
I like to teach my little sister.
What do you like to teach your sister?
Shooting balls. Shooting balls.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Pool.
You want to be a pool player? Professional pool player?
Pool.
Okay, so look at the camera and say, when I grow up, I want to be a professional pool player.
When I grow up, I want to be a professional. What do you think? When I grow up, I want to be a compressible.
Answer a question.
Did you mean professional pool player?
Yeah.
Say professional pool player.
Professional pool player.
There you go. Good job. Good job. Can you tell the camera, say, my favorite ball is...
My favorite ball is...
What is your favorite ball?
13.
13?
Mm-hmm.
You like the 13 ball too?
Mm-hmm.
And what do you like, what's your favorite part of pool? Do you like chalking your stick? Say, I like chalking my stick.
Like chalking my stick.
Just so happens that, you know, Makai looks great on the pool table, Kennedy looks great on the pool table, Mason looks great on the pool table, Dusty looks great on the pool table, and it motivates me because I don't want to lose to them, so I got to keep beating them so they can keep listening to me, because if they start beating me, they might not listen to me anymore.
And while we were visiting Dusty's family, Caden, a local junior champion and future 14 Days participant, stopped by. Caden is already beating some of the local adult players and has dreams of playing professionally someday. So I had Dusty shoot some balls so I could see what some of her problems are.
My pool career started, is it a career if you don't make money? I started off with pool. Obviously I met Jason, and he, when we first met, he was very into pool. He told me right away, you know, first my mom, then Pharaoh, then pool, and you come after that. If there was going to be any problems with pool, it wasn't going to work. And we had a great relationship. Obviously, you know, when we met, our communication, the conversations that we had, really drew us together. So I thought, well, I can deal with no pool. Or I can deal with pool being more important than me, because I have 4 kids and I'm busy. I always have stuff to do, so I can deal with that. I was never interested in pool or learning the game of pool before. As we went further into our relationship, I thought, you know, maybe I want to learn some pool. He really loves the game. There must be a reason why he loves the game so much. There's got to be something about pool, and if I want to spend more time with him, I'm gonna need to hang out with the pool people, pool players, and know something about pool.
So one issue Dusty has is that her wrist is bent when she shoots. Here you can see that her thumb is pointing toward her body when she shoots. This bent wrist is making it difficult for Dusty to keep her stick on a straight line. Another issue Dusty has is that her stick tends to vibrate at the end of each shot. This is caused by holding the cue stick too tightly as she strikes the cue ball. So the first thing we did was we had Dusty straighten her wrist when she holds the cue. And we also had her loosen her grip just a bit. Next, we had her do a stroke drill to help correct her stroke as she follows through the cue ball.
You know, I always thought I had a good stroke. I thought, well, I have a really good stroke for a new pool player. Everybody tells me I have a really good stroke, when in all actuality, I don't. And doing the stroke drill, and you know, I've done it 108 times today, I believe. And just doing that 108 times today, I thought, man, this feels good. This feels really good. When at first, when I started doing it, I thought, man, for as much as I held my wrist out, when I hold my wrist straight, I feel like I'm bending it in, and now it's actually, it's starting to feel normal. It's starting to feel good and natural.
Next, we had Jason shoot a few racks to see what problems he may have.
There was times when I was younger and I took trips with my mother. We would stay at hotels, and once in a while there'd be a pool table. I remember a pool table at a hotel in Montana, 25 cents, and I just used to love and sit down there, and I'd rather play the pool table than video games. And then until 2003 is when I realized I liked pool, playing for free pool up at Sunset Bowl. And then I ended up getting a pool table, this one to be exact, in 2005. Pool has always fascinated me. I joined the pool league right away in 2003 when I started playing free pool, and I never seemed to be able to beat anybody in there. I used to always get skunked every night. And I didn't know ball in hand rules. I played bar table pool. That's the game that I learned, is bar table pool, straight in, no slop, call your banks, kisses, caroms, pockets. And I wasn't getting better at pool leagues playing bar table pool, and I didn't like ball in hand pool at first. And then I started practicing ball in hand pool, and I realized I was getting better at bar pool, and now that I was practicing BCA rules, I was actually starting to win in Pewaukee Waukesha pool leagues, and that was my first year.
So I started Jason off with a simple ball pocketing drill where he has to pocket a ball and also hit a target. Here, Jason has to pocket a ball and follow it in with a cue ball. And here, Jason just has to stop the cue ball. I then had Jason run a few balls without using English to see how well he controls the cue ball.
And it's funny because now that I'm thinking back after I get help, you know, I teach Dusty, I teach Mason, Makai, Kiriana. I teach them not to use any English when they play. Use top, center, bottom, no left, no right. Learn what that does before you start adding left and right on. Know that. And I teach them that, but I don't do it. And I realize that through the help that I'm getting, that I teach that no English, but don't do it myself. And another thing that I always told them is, I know the natural angle of the tip to the cue. When you hold the cue right, the tip goes to the table. But in my shooting, my tip hardly ever goes to the table. Just beginning the stroke drill, I had to force the tip to the table to do it when I thought I did it naturally. So after, you know, it's only been about 250 shots right now, but my tip is going to the table every time, and I'm thinking about it less. Another weakness was my grip hand. I've changed my grips the last few times, and I found a way to hold it loose from the beginning to the back of the backswing and all the way through the front swing. I found a way to keep my grip loose so my tip will do what it wants to do, and I feel amped. And my biggest overall goal of all a pool is to put together the best looking pre-shot routine in the world. I know that's big.
So we all had a great time hanging out with Dusty's family. Their enthusiasm for the game of pool is evident the moment you walk into their home. This is one family that is really serious about improving their game. And before we left, both Mason and Kennedy had jumped on the pool table and began doing their own stroke drills. Jason then surprised everyone by building his own custom stroke drill ramp by cutting a hole in the corner pocket. So we had a blast hanging out with Dusty, Jason, Makai, Kariana, and Mason. This is one family that truly loves the great game of pool.